So welcome everybody to today's wake-up call number 443. Wake-up call number 443 for Mailbox Power, and the amazing brain trust we have assembled this morning is just fired up. I'm looking at so many creative faces and people, and I think we're going to really have a lot of fun with today's challenge, right? So each and every Monday, what we like to do is we like to put together a persona or a customer or somebody inside the Mailbox Power ecosystem, or somebody maybe even thinking about the Mailbox Power ecosystem. And our job, all of us together, are going to sort of brainstorm different ways that they can use this company, this system, this tool to grow their business. So today is a lot of fun. We've never talked about this type of persona before, and I think that's what's going to really be exciting. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to ask you guys to listen very carefully to everything that I know about this persona. Okay, so we have a local band. This is a local cover band. They cover mainly 80s and 90s music. And they do have some original songs that they play in their set as well. But mainly it's a fun local bar or local band. Sorry, local band. Okay, here's what I know about them. Number one, none of them have any marketing experience whatsoever. They do not have marketing experience. Okay, the only exposure that they currently have is when people actually see them play at a gig. Okay, so they only get seen when they're at an actual gig. Now, they're a great band musically, but they all hold 9-to-5 jobs only because they can't get themselves, they can't book steady gigs. So they want to play full time, they just can't because they're not booking enough gigs, so they all have 9-to-5 jobs. Okay, they are, in their own words, terrible at marketing themselves. Okay, so they're not great at marketing themselves, frankly. So much so that even their colleagues at their 9-to-5 workplaces don't even know they play in a band. Okay, so they're out there, they're good, they're great, they're not great at marketing themselves. They all have 9-to-5 jobs. 9-to-5ers don't even know that they play in the gig. Let me tell you, they don't even have a website. Zero website. Okay? And really, quite frankly, they don't have a lot of money to even invest in a website. And that's because they literally pocket 100% of what they make, and they don't really reinvest back in their band. Okay? So the money that they make, they don't really put it towards their band. They put it in their paquito. Okay. Now let's talk their social media. Social media. They do have an Instagram page. They don't really post on it. Now they all have personal Instagram pages, but they don't even post about their band on their personal Instagram pages. They're really good. Okay. But they don't really even post their band stuff on there. Like I said, they are an 80s and 90s cover band with some original content thrown in there as well. Okay, so they are very musically talented. This is not like some crap band. This is a really musical band. Lots of musicality. People love their shows when they do play. People love their shows. Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about their experience with Mailbox Power. Okay, they are on a pro account. Okay, they are currently on a pro account, but we are on the verge of losing them. Okay, we are very, very close to losing them as a customer, and that's because they were sold into the idea of Mailbox Power using postcards and a QR code, yet they have no idea how to use a QR code on a postcard. Okay. And they are very, very close to canceling without our help. Okay, so the task today is help us save this customer. Okay, so there you have it. That's what we know about this band. So you just got to raise your hand or raise it in there, and we'll call them. We'll go around the horn, and let's see how we can bring them back into the fold and help them really grow their music business. So Debbie Morrow.
Okay, I'm going to try and keep this to just a couple of ideas so everybody else has an opportunity. But so the first thing I think that we need to have is a real conversation about budget, and perhaps even just send them to the lunch and learn that you guys just did about budget. Because if they don't have a marketing budget, how are they even paying the $49 for the pro membership, right? You know, whatever. So after we've talked about budget and set aside what we're going to do, I think we should have someone be at a show and record each song individually that they're playing, and create a YouTube playlist. And then, whether it's my responsibility or whatever, help them understand QR codes, create a QR code that takes them to that YouTube playlist. And I think that it's also really important when they're doing the videos to include the crowd's reaction afterwards. Because if they're really good, the crowd's going to be hooping and hollering and, you know, whatever. And perhaps even go to the bartender or the bar owner and have them give a testimonial for, you know, their revenue, how many drinks they sold, whatever, how packed it was, that kind of thing, while the band was playing, and put that on the playlist. So maybe it's a song, a testimonial, a song, a testimonial. So as somebody, you know, when they use the QR code in some kind of package goes to, you know, they see both how good they are and the response of the owners where they've played. And then I did spend like 5 minutes before the call doing a little Google search, and there's this website called Sonic Bids, which gives you a list of promoters looking for talent. And I would start sending our like banner bomb type of packages to those promoters with something of, you know, a coffee mug that says world's greatest promoter on it. And then the card inside has a QR code to their playlist or what have you. That's my shortened version. Sorry.
Okay, I love that. What was the name of the website, Debbie? Sonic Bids?
Sonic Bids.
Okay, Sonic Bids. Excellent. What I love about this is you're really positioning yourself as an asset to the band. I love that. So, okay, who else? Suzanne.
Hi there. Well, I just happen to have a band.
I was just going to say, I'm so glad that you piped up. You were going to get called whether you wanted to or not, by the way.
Well, what I'm doing is I, put together just a 5x7 card, that they have 53 ones, free ones, and send, a QR code in the card and send it to places where they want to sing, send it to bars and whatever in all different, in the area.
And what are we sending the QR code to, Suzanne? When somebody scans the QR code, where is that taking them?
Well, sometimes it takes them to a playlist, and sometimes to our YouTube channel. Most of the time it's our YouTube channel. And then the other thing I'm doing, which I got the idea from you guys earlier, was to do the ornament and then have a picture of our group on the front. I've already put them together if anybody wants one. Anyway, and on the back, I put our QR code to our website, and I'm giving that to fans. But I'm also saying this is something that a band can put together and use it as promotion when they play someplace. They can sell them for like $10 or whatever they want, because there's always selling, CDs and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to think what else I do. But I also, of course, we sing at, assisted living facilities and places like that. And in doing that, I always keep them, the activity director, informed with what we're doing, and I send them the card with a QR code. And I'm also sending them the ornament this year so they can have that handy.
And
But
Suzanne,
mhm.
sorry, how often do you send the activity coordinators an update card?
It's usually every like 3 months, like quarterly. If we're doing something special, if it's a holiday, I'll send them a card and, with our Valentine songs on it or something, that type playlist with Valentine songs. Because during COVID, we couldn't get out and go to any of these places. So they were able to use the QR code to go to our website, or I'm sorry, to our YouTube site and play the videos that way for the people.
Okay.
So,
and Suzanne, are you using it to build an email list for your band?
I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
But I have a lot of emails, and I've also online and Facebook particularly signed up with lots of singing groups and bands and musicians and so forth. And I'm interacting with them.
Okay. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Gabriella.
Good morning. So you did not indicate how tech savvy any of them are. So I'm assuming at least one of them is moderately tech savvy.
I would say Gabriella, knowing them, that is a stretch.
Okay, so I'm still gonna say I would get them, even though I'm not a fan, it's a very good entry level. I'd get them a Wix site because it's very plug and play, and work with them on getting the Wix site up and running. I'd get them a link tree, again, very plug and play. I'd get them everything that Debbie said, the YouTube and such like that. I'd get them a very easy entry level social media pre-scheduler so that we could get their content up and running, and then do the QR codes. I'd also, just like Suzanne said with the nursing homes, since I know their budget is low, but since we know that the build a mailing list works really well, I'd work with them on reaching out and build a mailing list to event planners who could get them hired into weddings, to corporate event planners that could get them hired onto various stages, to bars, to nightclub venues that have live performances, to other kinds of places like that locally that they could reach out to and do a selection of QR codes, or do a cycle of cards with different QR codes to the different clips of the songs. And I wouldn't put the whole song on, I'd put like the 30-second clip, and to hear more, contact us so we can schedule a what do you call it when they go in and they perform for the person doing the hiring, to see whether or not they're actually going to book the gig.
Okay, like an audition.
And I'd go
Audition.
well, yeah. So, and then I'd also reach out. I'd build multiple mailing lists based on. I'd work with them to build multiple mailing lists based on who they're trying to reach and where they could get booked, and direct it with the QR codes that we've taught them how to use. Oh, and the other thing, really, really important, I'd get them to a 101 during the week and a 102 on the weekend after the 101, so that they actually know how to use the platform.
Okay, awesome, excellent. Brian Kaplan.
Good morning, everybody. I did this for 13 years in a band before we had the internet. I was a flyer maniac, and I ran around putting flyers everywhere for our band to build our following. And that's the key thing, is to build a consistent following. So to go from 40 to 600 like we did, the places when we did play out, we did buy a cheap electric guitar, which nowadays you can actually get those for about $70. And we put the band's logo on there, and we would give away that reasonable cost, I'll call it reasonable cost guitar, which was about $79 with our logo on it, a t-shirt, and 2 drink certificates for that particular establishment we were playing at. And then we put those registration forms on the tables. So people could fill it out and put it in the fishbowl, and we would draw one person before the end of the night. Now that we have QR codes and we're trying to build a list of direct mail, that's what this would be doing. Instead of then having to take that fishbowl and input them all into a CRM, now you're doing it electronically. But I found in the past that to get something, to give something that's significant, and anybody that's coming out to see a band on a Friday or a Saturday night, important thing is that they have some libation when they get there, because that's usually what they're going for. Then they want to hear some decent music that they can get emotionally connected to, that brings back a memory. And then they want to walk out of there with a memory. So if they walk out of there with a t-shirt or a possible guitar, whether they play or not, that kind of gets them excited to do what you want them to do, is to cough up their address. And then it's follow up. When there's more drinks being poured, the man that's going to, or the woman that's going to be the most appreciative is the owner of that establishment, because they make money by drink sales. And they're only going to, that band's only going to get invited back. It's not how many people walked in the door, what was the drink sales at the end of the night. And then from there, I would do like our other affiliate was recommending, is get a promoter list, you know, and send that out on a regular, consistent basis, that they're playing, that you're playing somewhere. Because club owners don't like to be in their club. They like to go out and see what their competitors are doing. So, you know, send out an invitation to, you know, prospective pubs and bars that you want to play at, invite them to come and hear you somewhere else. It kills two birds with one stone. The owner can see what the band sounds like and what his competitor is doing.
Awesome.
So that's my 2 cents. Thanks.
Awesome. I love it. Mike and Brenda.
So a lot of our ideas have already been thrown out, but I haven't heard use stick-ups. Get sheets and sheets of stick-ups, put them on their laptops, put them on the tables at the bars or on a stand at the bar that then they can take someplace else at the next bar they play at.
This was my reserve one in case anybody didn't say it.
I have to jump in here. I have a good friend that passed away a couple of weeks ago that owned a local vintage guitar shop. And he used to go to bars to hear bands because he wanted people to buy his equipment. He had a business card that was part of $100 bill. And he would drop these on tables and on the floor. And people would pick it up and they would find his guitar shop. So if you had a stick up that was a part of a $100 bill and left those on tables or stuck them up, boy, people would pick that up quickly.
Awesome. Brenda, I want to make sure you guys are complete, or if you've got some extra.
Yeah, it was, a lot of it has already been said. We would take them instead of to a, not necessarily a YouTube channel, but a medley of their songs. And I wouldn't do full songs. I'd do a little bit. Mike was like, put a whole medley together and then they could share that. It could be through, I wouldn't use Wix. I'd use something simple like a shuffle card or something that, or Linktree or something to get that out that they could share with their, the people that they work with 9 to 5. But that's why I was thinking stick ups on their laptops and on their, you know, different things that they carry around, so that their friends could scan the QR code and hear them.
Absolutely. Alongside that, what I wrote down was stick ups. When they go to a gig, do every table has a stick up on it to grow their email list of their
And
actual
every
fan base.
stall in the bathrooms.
Above every urinal, baby. Above every urinal. And you ladies will get them above your toilet paper dispensers. Awesome. Marla.
I actually was going to say the same thing. I think they need to have a QR code so that they can capture everyone's information who's at the bar. And once they capture it, they need to be sharing with them when they're going to other places. So that could be one of their tools they could use, is they are going to bar Y on December 10th, and can you please, you know, bring your friends, that kind of thing, so that it just keeps going and going.
So maybe they could use that to create like a VIP club, and those invitations go out that say, hey, bring your buddy, and we'll give you 50% off the door, or this is one free guest in the bar or in the next location, right?
Right, or even like a drink coupon, like they were saying earlier, or an appetizer or something.
Okay, awesome. Kimberly.
Could put their 50 free cards to work as, you know, worker bees in the marketplace. And if they're working a 9 to 5, they know tons of people, they already know and have a relationship with tons of people, and they could actually use their link, capture their address, and do a promo way beforehand of a gig, and really, you know, talk with and collaborate with the business owner and just say, hey, we're looking to bring a crowd, and really build some excitement, but actually put what they have for free to work in the marketplace.
Awesome. Awesome. Anybody else? Rommel.
Yeah, well, two things. Kind of like I think Maria or Marla said about the VIP club. Do the VIP club, but then tie it in to something where, like we do with my vehicles. I have you give it to your most important VIP people that follow you. You won't have to call it VIP. You call it groupies of whatever said band it is. And then you have one of these magnetic stickers you can place on cards and everything. The more events that they go to, you can work out kind of an affiliate program where if they go ahead and put on the magnet with a QR code and website or whatever you want to do with it, that's how you can reward them, and they can reward it back to you by giving you mobile instant access. And then the second thing is to do joint ventures. Like here in Vegas, there's a very popular group called Spasmatics. They do 70s, 80s, 90s music. Maybe have something where you where you go, you know, you invite them over, you do a joint venture, do joint concert, maybe here in California, or you do it in Nevada, here in Vegas. So you build on each other's popularity, and it helps each other out. I don't know, just thinking.
Yeah, no, I love it. Rommel, one of the things I thought when you were talking about your car magnet is you could either do this with a giant stick up, or maybe it's just printed, but on the bass drum, which is the big drum that sits on the floor, have a QR code right there. So people that are in the front row, the front 3 rows dancing their little tooties off, can literally scan that QR code right during the actual performance. We're going to turn these guys into marketing machines if it kills us. Awesome. Debbie Morrow. And then Stephanie will be our last one.
Okay, so with all these addresses that you guys are having them collect from QR codes on the tables and what have you, I'm going to suggest that we do a mailer for advanced ticket sales, pre-sales to a big event that they're doing, and have someone who purchases advanced tickets win backstage passes or something like that. So that's it. I'm done.
Okay, love it, love it. Stephanie, bring us home.
So to get engagement, intentional engagement from the audience, giveaway, have some engagement with the audience, ask them questions during the performance so they can get like tickets. The tickets could have a code on it. And when they scan it, they could get maybe something in the mail. But it has to be intentional. I was just trying to think of like, if they could get the audience to answer questions or maybe shout out during one of their songs, they could win. And then at the end of the night, whoever has the most tickets shows them they're the most engaged fan. They could get, you know, the bundle like Brian was talking about, like, you know, win a t-shirt or CD or something like that, or a shout out on social media or something.
I love it. And Gabriella said maybe do a campaign to their top 100 around the hot sauces that we have, talking about how hot they are. Not only maybe to bar owners and people that event planners. I love that idea. So that's a great one. Vanessa, any final thoughts from you that came up for you while we were helping this localized band?
I was just going to piggyback on what Stephanie just shared with driving people to their YouTube channel by having them comment on the video of their favorite song or something like that, so that you could also drive those views and get more exposure on YouTube. I love all of the ideas that people have shared here today and wrote them down. They're fantastic ideas. So I think we're helping this band.
I think this is going to be awesome. I think we probably saved a pro account, and maybe if we all get together, we actually increase them to an executive account. Right? So this has absolutely been phenomenal. If you are in a local band and you hear this, please take some of these ideas, go out there and help spread your message, spread your art, and help get yourself booked in more gigs. So from all of us here at the Mailbox Power Brain Trust, go out there, and we can't wait to hear your results. So with that, we're going to sign off the Brain Trust, and we'll see you guys at your next gig.